Good afternoon. My name is Ricardo Wynn, and I'm a Parkside alumni. I graduated in spring of 2013. I graduated with my Bachelor of Arts in Communication with a concentration in Human Interaction, a minor in Ethnic Studies, and a certificate in Leadership. So my college experience, I would say, was very unique. I was a first year generation student, so I was the first out of 10 kids to actually go to college. When I came to college, I really didn't know what I wanted to do. I just knew that I needed to go to college to get out my household. So it wasn't until I got to college that I really needed to figure out what I needed to be done to graduate. And so I started getting involved in student orgs. And then I became a student leader. During that time, I became a resident advisor, which I did for about 4 years of my undergrad experience. I became vice president of Parkside Activities Board. I was a program special events coordinator for the student center. I also coordinated a lot of my own events, as some may know as Dark Side of Fashion and the Spring Extreme Fashion Show. And Dark Side of Fashion was a unique program that was a self-confidence builder for students on campus. I also participated in PSG. I was vice president of PSG. I sat on several boards. And so my undergrad experience was really fun and unique in many ways. And being a communication major, that also helped me a lot too with the events that I did and the things that I was involved in. I'd say my best communication course was senior seminar. I think senior seminar really allowed me to really reflect on all the courses throughout my time at Parkside and how those courses not only applied to my degree, but how it would prepare me for the field that I'm currently in. There were a lot of courses that really touched me on different aspects of my life that I didn't realize that needed work. And so a lot of the communication courses not only brought understanding through my own adolescence, but for my future and where I was at that time in my life as a Comm student. Many of the courses that I attended and went through all apply to the work that I do day in and day out. And so senior seminar really created that space for me to really apply those skills and prepare me for my future. I would have to say the most important thing that I learned about communication are the different layers to communication, from effective communication to organizational communication to human interaction, how messages are perceived verbally and non-verbally. And I think those are all the important pieces that I learned from communication. I also think that one of the most important things I learned is how people can perceive things, and how it's important to really be aware and have self-awareness of your communication and how that is effective and how people receive and perceive the messages that you are trying to convey. So currently I serve as an HIV/AIDS specialist for the AIDS Resource Center of Wisconsin. I am director of youth programming at a nonprofit called Morrow Inc. I'm also a state ambassador for the HIV/AIDS program, and I'm a part of a national cohort for young gay black professionals like myself. And at all those at all, not only the agencies, but the organizations and positions that I hold. My purpose is to not only educate people on HIV and AIDS, but I provide services and references and capacity building for people within that field. I also do condom outreach, condom distribution, and HIV AIDS testing for young black MSM, which is men who have sex with other men and other men of color. I also sit at the table where I participate in decision making for the state of Wisconsin in reference to our HIV/AIDS strategy. And that is not only providing information to really help better this epidemic that we're fighting here in Wisconsin, but also evaluate the programs and assess the services that are here and how to better those and how to really reach our target population, which is young Black, gay, and MSM men between the ages of 17 and 29. At my national cohort level, there's where I receive a lot of capacity building and mentorship from other Black gay professionals who work at a federal level, where I receive a lot of education on policy, procedures, and not just on a community level, but on a regional and national level. And so you are always doing multiple projects and working for different organizations and different aspects to really build your own ladder of success to really be successful in public health and in this field that I currently work in. In reference to communication at my job, I truly believe that organizational communication and human interaction relates greatly to the work that I do. I see HIV positive clients day in and day out, and I'm there to not only create a safe space, but be able to connect with them. For being a communication major, I believe that it gave me an extra level of forethought and ability to really connect with people and be able to understand them not only from the verbal communication, but their nonverbal. A lot of times I deal with people who suffer from trauma, drug abuse, or substance abuse, and so it is known in public health that there are other social determinants that put young gay Black men at risk for HIV. And so by doing that, it really allows me to really connect with students and connect with the clients that come in and out of my office. From an organizational standpoint, taking those courses really prepared me to do a lot of the paperwork that I do, being able to write policies and procedures and information and release forms and really deal with case management and things like that. So I really think that my major contributed greatly to the work that I do. So within the LGBT community, female impersonation is a big thing, especially when it comes to gay men. And so as a leisure activity, I am a female impersonator, as people may know as a drag queen. And my stage name is Ivanka Infinity Love. And so I perform at all the local gay bars in Milwaukee, Lacoste nightclub, as some of you may know. I've performed in Madison at Club 5 nightclub. And so I travel around Wisconsin performing at local venues. And so as I've done that, I've gotten opportunities to host events and to perform. And with that, communication plays a huge role because it's one, about engaging the audience, understanding what people want, how people react to the things that you do and say, and how people don't react to the things you do and say, and that is done verbally and non-verbally. When I'm hosting, it's important for me to really pay attention to how the audience takes on to me and how they engage with the things that I do, the performances, the way I dress, the things I say. And so being a communication major has helped me with that. It's also helped me to really know my selling points to convince bar owners and club owners that why I should be at their establishment to perform. And so it really helps me in not only conveying how I feel and what it is that I need and who I aspire to be, but how people perceive me and the energy that I give off to others when I'm performing. I see Ivanka as the person who I would never be as a male. Ivanka is very, well, I'm outgoing, but Ivanka is just a daredevil. You know, she gets on the stage and she is just fearless, and people love that. People enjoy seeing Ivanka on stage and really enjoying herself. And so those are just some of the aspects that I take from being a comm major.
Let's go!
So after having some time to process, I think the best advice that I can give to current comm students is really value the undergrad experience with being a comm major. That means really taking advantage of the opportunities there at campus, and most importantly, relationship building. I still talk to many of my professors that I had as an undergrad student, and that helps because in my field, when I have questions about things or need ideas, I can always reach out to those people. And so as in my career now, it's about building a relationship with community members. I realized looking back on my experience that it was really important to build relationships with not just professors, but people who will be of positive asset to you in your future. And so really be proactive in your undergrad career. Get involved on campus. Understand, how things work and how, structure things are not within just your major, but at the university as well. And so I think that is the best advice that I can give to a current comm student. And so I just want to say thank you to everyone for listening to my story, and I'm privileged and honored to be able to tell my story and really showcase what I've learned and the work that I do within my career currently. Adios.